We can all agree players perform differently based on their play style, and today I have the updated tiers. Let's talk about it. We have had 6 title updates. It's time for us to update those play styles. And you're gonna subscribe to beat AI defending. I want that for you. We have broken, rank 1, foot champs, debatable, and the pine as per usual. If you're new to these streets, this should get good. Acrobat, and I was never that flexible. Times have not changed. My first instinct, I'd like to have this in the debate. Now hear me out. It makes for some beautiful goals, finishes, conversions, outstretched scissor kicks. Maybe you get a bicycle, big body types, strikers that are feeling ambitious. And I always think of Holland. In some of those 50-50 scenarios, can you equate that Holland gets to so many of those with levels of consistency, not only because of his body type and the pace and the physicality, but because he has a play style plus an acrobat? Perhaps, but there's a lot of room for debate, and it definitely wouldn't be my highest priority. I'm gonna start it out there, got it underway. Aerial, that pursuit up top, being able to convert, clearances and goal scoring opportunities. Gotta be at least foot champs. I don't know that it can go above that. I don't score a bunch of headers, a decent amount from corner kicks, but generally speaking, I'm looking for layoffs, the extra pass, the knockdown. I'm nodding it on, which still has importance. And then defensively, I'm trying to clear the ball. I want competitive advantages. Any nudge or notch or extra pusher that you give me, I will take it. And aerial does give you something that's in that discussion. When I see this playstyle, I think cat, but surely it's a fox. We're talking about anticipate. I like it a lot. Even more so if they have a playstyle plus. It's one of those extra helpers in the defensive packaging. You have an improved opportunity to retain possession, the consistency, you get stuck in. If you're combining this, which it often is combined with other defensive playstyles, depending on the type of center back or fullback, I noticed the difference. And again, as someone who does a lot manually in a game that has plenty of AI, I like having this. Helps me stand my ground. Block, and even at a playstyle plus, and you might disagree, and again, I don't do a bunch of AI defending. I know the automation process. You're trying to be efficient. We're talking again with Tesla, efficiency, stock price. It's gonna be all over the place. Maybe I'm invested in Tesla. It's on my mind. Block is not my first choice, and I know that it gives you leg stretching here and stretching there and body getting in the way. I just feel that the majority of my defending is done before it gets to a situation where I have to get that last stitch block. But the final pass or the slide tackle or an outreaching leg, that moment of recovery. Bruiser, yes sir. Tempted. I don't know if we're gonna go broken or not, but you get a big body type, especially in those 50-50s. You're both chasing down the ball. If you have a player that has Bruiser or a Bruiser with a playstyle plus, he will absolutely shield, but also shove. He will move the attacking player that might have better attributes, better stats, a better matchup. You can still push him out of the equation. It helps even out the odds. And I'm talking about even going up against the Ginolas or the Mbappes, the R9s, players that are elite attackers. This gives you at least a moment of a counteraction. I'm not sure you're going to agree. And apparently we have a lot of defensive playstyles in a row. I love the Jockey playstyle. I think it's underrated, overlooked, not appreciated, under the radar, needs more love.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And it could be the way that I defend, but I always notice the side-to-side movement is more responsive. It's quicker. I get a little extra time to recover. I cut down angles, which helps dramatically when you're looking for interceptions or tackles. I do plenty of defending where I'm micromanaging and I step and sit back. Step and sit back. It's the way that I defend. I'm always looking to cut little angles, and the Jockey on a playstyle, or again, a playstyle plus, even better, it can take a player who doesn't have the most pace and he feels more responsive, which in turn is quicker, maybe not faster in just a sheer race. But this here, that 180, that 360, that side stepping, parallel parking, I love it, but I'm not sure that many of you will have that in broken. I mean, that's highest regard, highest priority, but I'm standing by it. Cross claimer. So we're going with a Goalkeeper exclusive. I don't want to put out an early spoiler. Granted, you're not watching a movie. This is my preferred goalkeeper item. And at the end of the day, when we're dealing with goalkeepers, they don't follow the rules. It's been like that throughout FIFA history. It will be like that through FC history. I had that happen last weekend. I was using Courtois, who is without a doubt one of the best goalkeepers in the game, and he's been fantastic for me. But he was not touching anything. And he has this play style. I'll take anything I can get. Chip shot. We're heading to the pine. I love to score a chip, but at no point during this title or this installment has the chip been my preferred way to finish a 1v1. It's not really overpowered. It's useful and it looks pretty, but I would not prefer this as a boost. In fact, when it comes to shooting, this would be the least important. Tell me I'm wrong. I might have spoke too soon. Another shooting play style known as dead ball. And this is the reality. Sometimes I go throughout an entire match and I don't draw a foul. It's not in shooting distance. It's not in a position that I can whip in a bunch of crosses. And when I'm looking at corner kicks, half my corner kicks at least are short corners. So this does not come into play. And when I do get fouled and I'm scoring a lot of free kicks, I'm converting at a high ratio. From the bread and butter positions, the players that I'm scoring with don't have dead ball specialists. It does not make a difference for me. I understand it gives you an improvement, gives you better margins to work with. It's just not a priority of a play style. Back to the goalkeepers. That's the question at hand. Not a great pun. Far throw. You understand what it does. I don't really need to explain it. Is it even debatable? It's not a bad play style, but you're only going to take advantage when your goalkeeper, first of all, catches the ball, and then you're trying to release it quickly and with a long outlet. I'm taking it down on... It's got to go to the pine. It cannot be of high priority for you. I refuse to believe when you choose your goalkeeper that you're sitting there contemplating, does he have far throw or not? Said no one ever. It's not a negative. It's not going to be a decision maker, a factor, an incentive for any goalkeeper that you're using. Woo! Hello, beautiful. Finesse shot straight to the top. Broken as can be. The movement, the accuracy, even sometimes the way the goalkeeper positions, you just feel like you have some odds that are in your favor. If I was a gambling man, we're headed to Las Vegas, and you gave me finesse shot, I would feel that it improved my odds playing blackjack. I don't know why. It just moves better. And you're less likely to put it over the goal. You're less likely to hit the post. Your conversion goes up. And the price tag also typically goes up. If a player has finesse shot, we're talking in a positive manner every single time. And if he has it as a playstyle plus, now we're bragging to our friends. First touch. And I've got this on a couple players, and it's hard to measure. That's the reality. You could say, wow, his touch was so much better in traffic because I had this play style. It also could be due to your player having fantastic stats and being a little bit broken, being good, being meta. And I have Berbatov. Hold on. Whenever this item is officially released, the updated Marvel joint, I would recommend a pickup if you are a fan of Berbatov. It's better than you would think. And he has a playstyle plus for first touch. But that's just not what separates him. When I'm thinking about my finishing, which is where I notice a big difference, he doesn't even have a play style for scoring. Just imagine if it existed. But the point that I wanted to make was even with first touch as a play style plus, it's hard for me to manifest and measure and have a one-to-one with saying this is making a huge difference for Berbatov. He's already a hero. He already has very high dribbling, but at the same time, he's not going to be the quickest shimmy and shake because he's 6'2". When you whip it into him and he lays it off or he turns the defender, is that truly because of this playstyle? I don't know, but Berbatov has been an enjoyable experience on the virtual pitch, at least the upgraded version. Flair. If you're a skiller, I understand. If you're just trying to showcase something unique, if you're looking for a highlight, you want to share the beautiful game, by all means, why not? And I'm good with a lot of the skills. I just don't believe in application with flair that is bringing in more wins. I'm not mad at it. I would even argue, my own opinion, some of the skill moves I believe are a little bit better. A little quicker with the execution, a little easier on the eyes due to having flair, even if the write-up, when you go through ball control, doesn't say that. But that's how I feel. Last of the goalkeepers, I do believe we have footwork, saves with feet. Again, my highest priority is really coming out right now to try to interrupt or intersect or get a hand on a cross. I'm just trying to defeat the whipped pass. It's coming in fast. It's coming in hot. It's coming in heavy. I still like this play style. Maybe it should be on the same level. If you're not new here, we always do a review. I might give it the Foot Champs. It has a good track record. There's a proof of purchase. In previous installments, before we had the play styles, we had the traits, and this was a trait that everyone was after. I don't feel as if I'm stopping a lot with my feet regardless of the goalkeeper. I'd like to be wrong. People tap it home, they tap it home. Pinged pass, definitely notice the difference. Quicker, quicker, a little more designed for the Tiki taka, those entry passes. You've got to feed the striker. And at this point, because we've had that patch, there's more opportunity to play a little bit quicker. You can play down the middle. Finally, a little bit of the middle. They brought something back. It's by far not perfect, but it's better. Intercept or interceptions. It might depend on the level, whether it's a standardized play style or again, a play style plus. I don't know that I want to put it straight into rank 1. Trying to make sure that we keep the elite where they belong, at least in my eyes, but it does make a difference. Players step into space, take away angles, and they do this more naturally, organically, and without you telling them, which does have value, both in the midfield and with any of your defenders. I might come back to this. Long ball pass, not talked about enough. It depends how you're playing, how you're generating. I don't know if I utilize enough long switches or big switches to go with the chip through balls. If anything, I just want to ping it. I want that whipped pass action. I find that as a much higher priority. I'm going to put this for now into debatable. I'm not upset if you say it's been useless, and I'm also not upset if you say that you're getting into some sort of weekend league programming where it's been important for you. Long throw, no thanks. Incisive pass, yeah, at least rank 1. Maybe even broken. Super important. If you're using through balls, you're trying to find space, you want to ping it around. Somehow, this gets through. You want to split the defense, center backs. It's highly important. Incisive pass is a 2 thumbs up. Power header, for me, is debatable. I just noticed that was a ram. I did not put that together at any point earlier this year. Not proud about that, but it's on camera for all of you. We understand the concept. I just don't score that many headers. Defensively, without a doubt, there's a little more value. You combine this with aerial, or if you have some physical attributes as well. But I'm not using a lot of big strikers, especially if they don't have certain amounts of pace or skills. I need the overall package. And one of my favorite words, balance. Press proven. And I'm sure that some of you will combat me on this, but it goes straight to the debate. I find this play style to be struggle city in terms of quantification. I think that's a word. We're talking about quantifying. You know where I go with some of the wordplay. Quick step with the rocket ship, at least rank 1 again. You get a player that has the pace, the breakaway. Even if they don't, sometimes this brings a player from, let's say, 80 pace, 85 pace, and it gives them what they need to feel a little bit quicker on the ball. That quick burst, that explosive sprint, that jump street, and I'm not talking about 21. This has been a player I'm studying because I think we can all agree Rodrigo has lived up to the hype and gone beyond that. And I look at his combination with technical, but that quick step on the physical end, he burst by the opponent. Informed Sun, also granting us the luxury, that instant acceleration. Rapid, we're talking that cheetah action, undeniable, also rank 1. And again, as these start to come together, you get a player with 7, 8 play styles. And I would say at the end of the day, some of these players might end up with 12, 13, 14 different play styles. Who knows where EA is going to cut it off? I know that's a bold projection, but I believe it'll be a reality by the time we get to team of the season. Relentless, the battery, the supercharger. I want to say Foot Champs, but it depends on the position. Because if you're talking about a fullback, this is more important because they have to go the whole way of the pitch, back and forth all game long. If you're talking about a center mid, it's at a higher priority. So in those positions, I'd have it as rank 1. But I don't know that a striker, it matters as much, or a center back. It's definitely not a negative. I'll take it every day of the week. I lied. One more goalkeeper, rush out, and goalkeepers coming off their line quickly. And I'm not talking about goalkeeper movement. You pulling them out, 50-50, trying to cut down angles. I find that they often overrun it. They don't do what they're supposed to do. I'm not sure that this is a big positive. I'll throw it into debate. We'll stay politically correct today. It might hinder you as much as it helps you. Slide tackle. If you time it right, you time it right. I don't actually feel that my conversion rate of slide tackles is increased dramatically from having this play style. I'm putting it in the pine. Yes, sir. Technical. Absolutely broken. If you use R1 dribbling, this is going to be something that you want. The way that the players move. And the best example that I have is Musiala. Even the standardized gold Musiala, 86 overall. This guy is still dribbling like a champion currently. And I equate that to, of course, having 4 playstyles all within ball control and 91 dribbling. I'm not discrediting, but the playstyle plus in technical, players are so swift with the side to side, just explosive, decisive, dramatic, unstoppable when they get a full head of steam. It increases your success rate of winning more games. Tiki taka. I'm not sure, especially before this patch, because you couldn't pass the ball in the middle of the pitch. It wouldn't even be foot champs. It would not have mattered. You were never able to actually tiki taka. So now maybe it comes into the equation. Maybe it doesn't. I'm going to come in a little harsh and put it as a debatable. You want it in foot champs. I'm not mad. I'm not upset. But for the last couple months, this would have had no relevance. It would have done nothing for you because you could not pass the ball quickly. Trickster. I believe the community has put this on a pedestal. Because you unlock different skills, we like that. Maybe we love that. We appreciate that. But if we're just talking about actual ability and capabilities, half of you watching are not going to use any of the new skills. Can we just be transparent? You look at me, I look at you. Hold on. I zoomed it in. You've zoomed in, you're focused. Let's be honest. Most of you watching are not likely using the additional skills that you're unlocking with the Trickster playstyle or Playstyle Plus. So it doesn't change a lot for you or anything for you. Many of you aren't even skillers, and that's totally fine. I'm not saying this negatively. In fact, I made a video on the second channel talking all about dribbling. The focus point was around the R1 dribble. Called it the ultimate guide. I stand by that, which has nothing to do with skills or the Trickster playstyle. I'm still putting it in foot champs. I just don't want you to over prioritize this playstyle because for most of you, it will not change your access. It will not change your trajectory. It will not change your expression. You're not utilizing this as a creative tool. This is not Adobe 101 for you. The Travella, broken. How many goals this year have you scored with an outside of the foot animation? I guarantee that I've already scored thousands of goals with the Travella. Outside the box, inside the box, 1v1s, splitting defenders, curvature between midfielders, taking advantage of goalkeeper misposition. For me, this has been even more valuable and prominent than the finesse shot playstyle, especially when you're going up against bus drivers. Speaking of deadly playstyles, creme de la creme, even with the updates and the changes, whipped pass is straight to the top. It just unlocks passes you wouldn't be able to make. The long passing, it's better. The through balls, to distance, the curvature, improve. And then don't even get me started on the crossing. It's unbelievable. It's different. Both feet, I don't understand it. It's a little bit broken. It's been broken. They've patched it and it's still broken. Whipped pass, broken.
Broken, gone, broken.
I don't feel like doing a review. I'm not second guessing today. Once we got into the editing booth, we realized power shot was not listed for the tiers. I have that in foot champs. That could be a controversial take. I'm okay with it. Many of you are not using power shots or power shot cancellations. There's still value, but I don't think it's as important as some of the other playstyles. Far reach and quick reflexes, but they don't come into consideration in Ultimate Team. I think they're only used in the My Player if you're using an actual goalkeeper, you're developing that goalkeeper. So none of you have them if you're playing Ultimate Team or any other game mode other than that specific niche. But if you enjoyed the content, make sure to drop some love, subscribe if you're new. There's more videos on screen. Run that up. And if you want gameplay on deck, head on over to the second channel, The Playbook. My name is Mike LaBelle, also known as Dirty Mike, and I have a lot more content coming out ASAP.